Hello, welcome to this new ASMR video. Today I thought we'd have a look at these biscuits from a French brand called Michel et Augustin. So these are what they call cookie squares, and as you can see they are square shaped, obviously. So we will have a look at these simple packets, and even though this is a French product, these specific ones are from England, I think, or maybe the US. Anyways, they are fully written in English on the packets, so we will have a chance to read. Now, what I want to do is pour myself some milk, and then we will start by opening one of the packets and eat milk. Okay. So what we have today is Michel et Augustin 4 buttery French shortbread cookie squares, and the flavor is dark chocolate and a pinch of sea salt. So there we have, I guess these are Michel and Augustin, which are French names, French first names. So I don't know which one is Michel and which one is Augustin, but one of them is waving a French flag, which is blue, white and red. Bleu, blanc, rouge. Okay, so let's open this one, and let me get my scissors, and it's gonna be a pretty simple opening. 1, 2. Okay. I have a little piece of wrapper. I'll put it to the side, and let's get. Okay. Nice. So 4 squares. Let's have a look at one of them. So this is pretty simple. It's a square biscuit, and on the inside of it, actually on one face, it's filled with chocolate, on one face, but it's on the inside of the face, you know, it's carved, I would say. The chocolate is dark chocolate, and there is a pinch of sea salt, if I believe the packet. So let's have a taste. This is pretty good. Let's eat the rest of the three. So you can really feel the dark chocolate. It's not too dark, it's pretty balanced, but not too sweet. And you can really feel the pinch of sea salt. And it's quite a great combination. I quite like the combination of sweetness and saltiness of some cookies or some biscuits, some candies sometimes, or maybe also some cakes. Anyways, this is usually something I appreciate, and this is the case here. So, what we can see here, these are individual wrappers, but well, I'm saying individuals because these are, in a way, pretty small packages. It's not like a family-sized pack. You can actually carry that in your backpack and have one of these, let's say, at 4 in the afternoon. So this is what I would call individual wrappers. In one of these packets, you have a net weight of biscuits of 1.185 oz. I think it's ounce. I'm not entirely sure because I'm not very familiar with this unit, because it's well, at least an English unit, maybe a United States unit. I prefer the grams, so 1.185 ounce equals 33.6 grams. So this is what we get inside one of these long packets. So, before reading the back of one of them. Let's open another one. So 1 and 2. All right. Let me have some milk. It's always good to have some milk with some biscuits, especially with buttery biscuits. Best before end of month, March 2024. M2308882A. I guess this is some kind of identification. Well, this is the same. Probably on all these. Maybe it's a batch, you know. They all come from the same batch, probably, because they all have the same date, best before date. Bonjour. Back in 2004, Michel and Augustin said au revoir to their business suits and set out on an adventure in Paris. These two old friends were on a mission to make the best cookies they'd ever tasted using simple, quality ingredients. Today, we are a bunch of big thinkers with a deep love of butter. We have planted our flag in the USA, spreading that love to everyone in our path. Bon appétit. Baked with pure butter. Pure butter. So this confirms what I was saying before. It's the US brand of Michel and Augustin. michelaugustin.us. Here we have the little Instagram logo at michelaugustin_US. Oops. There's a phone. If you wanna call them, liked our cookie squares, just wanna chat, call at 646-820-820. 0935. Baked for Michele Augustin Inc. Inc. is, I know it's for a company, but it's like the movie Monsters Inc. But I'm not familiar with that specific term because in France, for example, Monsters Inc. is called Monstres et Compagnie. So Inc. I know is related to a company, but I'm not I cannot tell what is the full word for Inc. I guess there's a word. The Banana Farm, 98 4th Street, Brooklyn, New York 11231. Made with love in France. So this is interesting because this is baked in France, but this is what I understand. This is meant to be distributed in at least from New York and in all of the United States. So this is why everything is written in English. And there we have kosher diary. And then if we switch to this part, we have all the nutritional facts. Before getting to them, let's eat another batch. One, two. All right. Okay. Now, nutrition facts. Servings 1. Serving size 1 package, which is 34 grams, which is actually rounded to the superior because the more precise weight is 33.6 grams, but there it says 34 grams. Amount per serving, calories 170. Total fat 9 grams, which is 12% DV. There's a little star which brings us to the bottom, and the star says that the percentage daily value, DV, tells you how much a nutrient in a serving of food contributes to a daily diet. 2000 calories a day is used for general nutrition advice. This, of course, depends on how much you weigh, how tall you are, how your body is constituted, and of course, of how much physical activity you do. Anyways, saturated fat 6 grams, which is 30% of the daily value, and then trans fat, and there's none, 0 grams. Cholesterol 10 milligrams, which is 3% of the daily value. Sodium 95 milligrams, 4% of daily value. Total carb 21 grams, which is 8% of the daily value. Fiber less than 1 gram, 3% of the daily value. Total sugars 9 grams, including 9 grams of added sugars, which is 18% of the daily value. Protein 2 grams, vitamin D 0 grams of the daily value. Calcium 0% of the daily value. Iron 8% of the daily value. And finally, potassium 2% of the daily value. So this is mainly fat and sugar, carb. Here we have the ingredients, but it is cut. I cut it, so I need to, yeah, it's the same on the other one. I need to take one of the unopened packets to read it to you. Okay, so ingredients: unbleached wheat flour, sugar, of course butter, because without butter you can have some trouble making biscuits. Vegetable fats in varying proportions. Coconut, shea. I don't know what is shea in French. I will have to check that after the video. Cocoa powder. Now, I want to say something about that. Cocoa powder, and specifically cocoa. Something confusing for a French person like me, because in France we have coconut like you have, but in France coconut is called noix de coco. It's literally the meaning of cocoa nut. Nut is noix and cocoa is cocoa. And whenever I hear someone talking about cocoa, I'm not really sure about the pronunciation. This is very hard for a French person to hear the difference, but cocoa powder, in my mind, usually is poudre de coco and not poudre de cacao, because this is where it gets tricky. In France, cocoa is cacao. The two O's are A's in France, and the final A is a O. So what you call cocoa in France is cacao, which is much easier to differentiate from cocoa. Anyways, here we have cocoa powder, which is poudre de cacao. Then we have some dark chocolate, which is constituted with cocoa powder, chocolate liquor, and sugar. Then we have sea salt and soy lecithin. And the dark chocolate is with 80% of cocoa. Contains coconut, milk, shea, soy, and wheat. May contain eggs and tree nuts. Okay, that's a rather simple package. Now, we have seen the full informations. Let me get for one final time my scissors and I will cut the last 2 packages. 1, 2, and 3. And as I have the scissors in my hand, I will cut the second one. 1 and 2. Okay. Let me put that to the side. And I will eat the last biscuits. And before doing so, let me say thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it entertaining, but most of all relaxing. And I will see you in another video. If you liked that one, please consider leaving a thumbs up, maybe a comment, and if you are not subscribed, please do not hesitate. Thanks again, and I'll sign off and eat these 8 biscuits. Thanks again. Bye bye.